and the planet as a whole. So you heard the introduction. I'm an BUK alumni. I feel myself a little bit part of this country, so I feel okay to stand here and talk. I want to present one practical solution today. Very practical, very focused, not a broad discussion. It's a small solution for ordinary people. And that is in the face of the problem that's enormous. Because Nigeria loses $22 billion every year because we don't have enough electricity. 3.5 trillion naira is what Nigerians spend every year to buy fuel for their generators. And most affected are SMEs, small and medium enterprises, and the micro businesses that we all know very well, where you buy your maishai, your bread, this kind of business I'm talking about. More than 9 out of 10 Nigerian businesses are SME. They make up almost half of GDP. And SMEs make up 90% of manufacturing and industry. Who cares for them? 90% of all businesses in Nigeria provide their own power, 60% of it. So this is a big problem. Now what is the solution? Solution also big. Two commonly mentioned mega solutions to fix the national electricity grid are normally gas and coal. I want to quickly talk about both of them because they are both mega and they're both very costly and they both take a lot of time. Big gas is very costly. 1 kilometer of an ordinary pipeline, just along a very even normal surface of land, costs $1 million. Nigeria needs at least 10,000 kilometers of gas pipelines if you want to get the gas to go round. Now you need to add the technology to liquidify, pressurize, and channel the gas. So the money is going to be much more. And where is the comprehensive financing plan for the gas revolution? I haven't heard anybody talking about it. And if it's PPP, can I just say that the global failure rate of PPPs is around 40%. So let's talk big coal. Coal is up since last year, and I'm sure the issue of coal will continue. There are those who say that coal is cheap, and some who say coal is even clean. I think they should visit Beijing in China. Because in Beijing, the pollution and the health risks of the coal-fired power plants are such enormous that the city is decommissioning its coal power stations. It's the main source of civil unrest in Beijing. You have all seen the pictures. That smog that is there from morning to night. Coal pollution makes you sick, and the health cost is high, but normally it's not calculated into the cost that people quote for you when they say coal is cheap. Just buy this coal-fired power plant. So it's not only China, there are more countries who are decommissioning coal. And my question is, will Nigeria now import this Tukumbo second-hand coal-fired power plants? Whether gas or coal, whatever you need to want to fix the national grid with, calculate at least 5 years, if not 10, before you get tangible improvements. This is the back of an envelope scribble of the national grid. It's very, the holes are more than the grid. And only 20% of households are actually connected. It's that bad. So the problem is bigger than we thought. Now here's the one green solution that I want to propose today, and it's a household-by-household solution and works very, very well for small SMEs. I'm talking about the tailor, the barbershop, the cyber cafe. If they can replace their "I better pass my neighbor" with a solar panel and a battery kit, that would be great. I want to now expressly congratulate Professor Nebo, the current Minister for Power, because he did pass the renewable energy policy, and that is a great achievement. That policy contains a stipulation that all renewable energy technology should be imported, if needed, at 0% custom duty payment. It's perfect, so thank you. So maybe we should really say, better pass my neighbor. Now, the challenge to the incoming government is to translate that into real work, real getting clean energy to replace generators. So, pay-as-you-go solar, companies exist, mostly in East Africa, The business model has proven successful. Some companies are installing up to 1,000 systems per month. And as I said, they're installing household by household, SME by SME. They install the panels, they give a warranty, they maintain, they repair. It's all the responsibility of the company. The customers don't pay for the panel outright. There is no huge startup investment cost here. They will commit to pay over 2 years, either a fixed amount or a pay as you go as you consume the electricity. After 2 years, the panels are yours. And from then on, you don't pay anything again because the sun is for free. Normally, customers pay through their mobile phones. So it's a satellite-based technology that also allows the company to cut you off if you don't pay. Tanzania has by now passed the 1 megawatts milestone of having all of these small systems installed. Let me talk about my own country. Germany has an installed solar capacity of 38,000 megawatts. And that is with as much sun as Alaska. That's our radiation. In 2012 alone, we installed 8,000 additional megawatts of solar to our grid. Compare that with the maximum 4,500 that Nigeria has ever had on a really good day. We added that in 1 year. And even in Germany, most of 50% of the panels are installed on people's houses, roof by roof, individuals. And this clean energy creates a lot of jobs. When I say that in Germany there are more than 400,000 jobs created in the renewable sector, that is peanuts compared to what Nigeria could create. With this kind of sun, your radiation is just fantastic. It's quite limitless. And pay-as-you-go solar can work in Nigeria. It's a low-hanging policy fruit. It only requires investment from the private sector. The government needs to offer protection for these companies, especially also against the discos, who can become aggressive, as we have seen in other countries. Government needs to provide quality control of solar products so that we stop having this substandard, not knowing how to install, not delivering solar products being imported into the country. Zero customs duties is already achieved, and maybe government should give support to those who want to train solar technicians. That's all. It doesn't cost much to achieve that. The companies themselves need to guarantee quality products and service, and they, in return, can predict their income and their profits. It's a low-risk investment. The customers know what the payments will be, they're affordable and they're predictable, and your power becomes reliable. Even if it's 5 kVA you get, you know that you have it 24/7. Just imagine the ABBA boys knowing that that's what they have. They will run a second shift. I spoke to some of them. They will run a night shift. They will produce more. They will employ more. And imagine the possibilities in agriculture. Imagine solar dryers for tomato and cassava. That would cut down the enormous losses to farmers. 40% of all fruit and veg in Nigeria rots and is thrown away. The 60% that remain are often sold at the same time, so there's a huge price crash in the market. If I tell you that a ton of fresh cassava yields 10,000 naira, what would you guess a ton of dry cassava would yield? 80,000. That's 8 times. So a solar dryer, like this miserable picture behind me, the solar dryer for cassava will pay for itself in less than a year. Now imagine 1 million households and SMEs running constant lights on this pay-as-you-go solar option. Now imagine 2 million of these. And now imagine 5 million of these. These are small units, and the smaller the contract, the less the corruption. The customer is in control. And this solution can grow without limits, because it doesn't need the grid. It's clean, and it's people-friendly. But it cannot replace the grid. We need to do something about the grid. And I would like to argue that Nigerians should make a conscious decision on what resource should feed the grid. Let's have a more detailed power debate in Nigeria. The grid can work with gas, solar, hydro, coal. But the question needs to be asked, what energy mix will benefit Nigeria in the long run? We must consider pollution as well, and CO2 emissions. Because at some point, hopefully not too far away, CO2 emissions will be penalized, we'll be fined for it. So if you go all coal, you might regret it in 10 years' time, or 5 years. If you go for a coal power plant, you're stuck for the next 30 to 50 years before the investment is throwing up returns. So if the CO2 penalties kick in after the next climate negotiations, then what? It becomes very expensive. So we need to have a debate. Already Nigeria is suffering a lot from global warming and CO2 emissions. The desertification, the flooding, the erosion in the east, they all cost millions of dollars or billions of naira. That's already a cost. So power is power, but everybody wins when we take care of people, profits, and the planet. I want to thank the team at the Heinrich Böll Foundation, because this is a joint effort to present to you, and I want to thank you for listening to this.